Here I go. I don't try nobody, I don't know. She think that I love her, but I don't.
Alright everybody, what's good? So it's Dylan here from Mabfield, joined by Nick.
How's it going, everyone?
And we've got another special guest. So we've been doing this the last couple of weeks and it's been working out really well. So go ahead and introduce yourself there.
Name is Rebel Phoenix from Dublin. Just doing this rap thing a minute, and it's good to be here today with the boys.
Yeah, it's good to have you. I mean,
No doubt.
It's been a while in the making, hasn't it? It's
Yeah, absolutely. We've been talking about it for a minute, man.
Yeah, so it's one of the things, like, we've been wanting to get some real like spitters on the show, because we've had like Seabacco, he's a producer, we've had Daniel August, who's more of a vocalist. We want to get like a real rapper on the show, and I don't think it'd be correct to say you're necessarily an OG because you're quite young, but you've been in the game a while. Yeah,
that's just a little thing I play with from time to time. It's like I'm the youngest OG.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because all the younger blood, like the young bloods that are coming up in the game now, they kind of see me as an OG, and that feels weird to me, but all the OGs fuck with me as well. So I'm somewhere in the middle where like all the purest boom bap heads fuck with me, and then all the young G's that are doing, you know, the more melodic trap stuff, they fuck with me as well. But it's just because I've been doing my thing for a while, but yeah, young OG.
But I think it's because you've kind of evolved with time though. You're kind of bridging the gap in between the two. Like initially some of your older stuff that I looked at from like 5 years ago was like real straight boom bap, and then some of the stuff now you've got like more triplet flows going over like trap influence, you know, stuff, and it's like refreshing to see an evolution in an artist, you know what I mean?
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's just like that's where I'm at creatively at the moment, you know. Like sometimes like I'd be in the mood to write over a lo-fi track or a boom bap thing, but just creatively I've just been drawn to those sort of flows, faster flows over the trap beats, just more like I think they're better for live performances, to be honest. I know obviously like, you can have a great time at a boom bap rap show, there's no doubt about that, but I just feel like right now, like currently I'm writing songs specifically to go off at a live in a live setting.
And do you think that's like something that your experience is like, that's what's like over time you realise like, God, I need to be writing this shit to go live, do you know what I mean? Or is that just like the moment you're in?
There's the moment I'm in, but there is like, because a lot of my tunes, like more recent tunes, have been like real deep, you know, like a lot of dark stuff, and like they're very long songs as well. So like when you're doing them live, excuse me, it's like you can't really shell off for 5 minutes in front of a crowd, and they're turning up to it, and then you get into the second verse, it's like I've been rapping for 3 minutes over one beat. It's like people's attention spans aren't like in that zone, especially nowadays. But yeah, it's like it can go either way, but I just feel like right now I'm just like writing stuff specifically for live shows, because I'm doing a lot of live shows right now. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, we've just briefly been talking about, you know, what you do, what style you sort of take, but in general, what was it like when you were starting out? Because like you said, you're a young OG or whatever, but how was it starting out, and how has it changed since then?
It's changed loads, man. Even like in 1 year, like it's changed immensely. But like over the course of time, like I started off in, like I recorded my first joint in Jambo's studio. He was definitely an OG. We like just through a friend of a friend went through, started spitting for dudes like him and GI and all, and they were just fucking rocking with the shit. They were like, what the hell, like this young fella from Parmastown, because they were kind of like, they're all North Dublin dudes, and like they saw like South Dublin as class A's and all that stuff, and like none of them were gelling. There was kind of like a north side, south side, like quote unquote beef going on. Like there was some real beef going on, but all that aside, it's just like came from the south side, and they were like, oh, there's some real shit going on over there. So I was rocking with them. But basically how it's changed for me is like just observing the game throughout the years of me being in it. It's just like there's more love from artist to artist. It's because people used to look at a dude doing it one way, and if it was different than what they were doing, they were just like, oh yeah, I'm not trying to hear that. But now people are like celebrating each other's differences and just being more open-minded. Like if a dude is doing lo-fi, like sad raps over a lo-fi beat, that doesn't mean you can't listen to that because you're doing like torn up shit over a fucking heavy trap
Or
beat.
even just supporting it, you know. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
not
just
necessarily
supporting it in
have to
general, man.
enjoy it as much because, like, I mean, I seen you the other night at Anomaly, and the amount of artists that weren't performing that were just there to see other artists perform and like enjoy it. Like, I think that was a real testament to the attitude everybody has now in the scene.
100%, man. Yeah, it was good to see, and it's good to chop it up with all the boys as well. You know, like just everybody showing love. People I didn't even expect to like just come up and be like, "Oh, Rebel P," and it's mad, like. And then like I'd know some young fella wouldn't realise he knew me, and it'd be vice versa. I'd go up and say it and they'd be like, "Oh shit, he's rocking with my shit," you know.
I mean, that's cool because you know a lot of these people exist, but it's like that real community feel you start to get when you're having these conversations with people, and like you never know what it leads to either. And I think that is super important because the more people supporting, even if you don't necessarily enjoy that style or whatever, but you can appreciate they're doing something different. Because that's something we were talking about before. It's getting to a point now where we have such a diversity of different artists and styles in Ireland. Like you were saying, you have Kneecap who are doing that their own thing. You've got Nonsense Magnus. You've got you. You've got Flip. I don't know. Do you know? It's just like a complete plethora of different styles, and you need all these different styles for the scene as a whole to be uplifted and to go, because the scene isn't going to blow up or whatever if you have like 3 people doing the same thing. Yeah, you know,
exactly.
A diversity of acts.
100%. That's why it's so important for different artists to uplift each other, because that's where it all starts, you know, from the ground up. That's why all the bigger outlets and publications, they see a community, a solid foundation of like hip hop artists all coming together and doing their thing, and that's why they're like, oh, that's why they can see it now, because it was dispersed, it was all broken up a couple of years ago, where they might have saw one fella and they'd be like, oh, like they might want to cover him and it's, oh, he's the Ireland's answer to Eminem and all this absolute cornball stuff. Like they did not have a clue. Now they actually see a unit of artists and they get a broader idea and a larger vision and of what's actually going on in the scene, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's super important, because even some of the more successful like subsections of different cities or areas, like you look at like maybe the Chicago scene, which is really popular at the moment, that's sort of like spoken word influence, where you've got like, I don't know, Chance the Rapper, you've got like Mooney, you've got Saba, you've got Smino, you know, they're all quite different styles, but they're seen as like a unit, a community, and like a big style from a certain area.
Same thing with like Atlanta Trap and all that as well.
Exactly.
Little Baby Gun, all that sort of stuff. Like, it's just seen as one big unit, so to speak. Like they're all individual artists that have their own thing too, but you still see it as one big like collective.
Yeah, I think that's important, and within that then that's where you find the diversity, you know, and like you said, that's super important. And in terms of like all these artists supporting each other and stuff, where do you think it was pushed up a level? Because it's like we were saying, the last sort of 6 months it feels as though something just clicked, you know. And is it outlets starting to pay more attention? Is it artists supporting each other?
Well, I feel like that would have been like a big component in getting the scene to where it is now, because last year it was doing its thing, you know, like Irish hip hop was doing its thing, but like I just feel like 2017 people were like, oh yeah, it's all gonna pop off in Ireland. Didn't really happen, but the likes of District Magazine like pushing artists out got it up a level, and then everyone was like 2018 it's gonna happen. It happened, but not as much as not what everyone was hoping for. And then 2019 came, and it just seemed, even though I've been in the game as long as I am, it just feels like it all happened overnight. It's like 2019 hit, man, first week in 2019, like loads of fucking new hip hop releases, and like people I've never heard about, and like that's one thing I've always loved is new artists coming out, people I've never heard of, and just like seeing what's going on in different parts of the country, even different parts of Dublin.
I mean, I think it's almost impossible to keep up with how many artists are coming out at this
it's mad,
It's crazy the amount of music that you're just seeing, and you're like, you want to do it justice by listening to it all, but you're like, holy fuck, there's like so much going on. But like you said about like District, who had just been pushing it, and after the Jafar's launch event, Eric had said, you know, a few years ago it would have just been me here doing this, and now we've got like Slight Motif, we've got Sold Out, we've got Mabfield covering it, and it's people are just starting to take more of an interest, you know what I mean? And I think
one thing also as well is like you touched on it in the Sold Out podcast, you know, that like hip hop is just the biggest sound right now, like it is ultimately the biggest sound, and like even in pop you hear like that kind of 808s running hi-hats, that sort of thing. I think, like because of that, like just with hip hop blowing up, it's just started to introduce everybody to the Irish scene as well. And, like, people, like myself, like I like I was a complete fucking wad to Irish music before, like 2019. I had no clue. Like the extent of Irish hip hop for me was Reggie Snow and Hair Squad.
Right.
That was it. But there's just so much there. Like
Yeah, it's good, man. It's like it is hard to keep up with it all, but it's an amazing thing, man. Because even if you do miss something when you're looking over here, you'll catch on to something new. Like you're never stuck for new Irish hip hop to listen to, and it's like you keep your finger on the pulse. Like you're always gonna have something new to listen to. You know what I mean?
Like we were saying about like your style has sort of evolved from like almost straight boom bap to like sort of this trap kind of stuff, but I feel like you have a signature flow, and I don't think there's like many people in Ireland that I would listen to that I would have a signature flow, because I think there's a difference between repeating the same type of flow and having a signature flow, because a lot of the people do unimaginative stuff and do it repetitively and it's not engaging, whereas I feel like what you've done, you've applied it to different styles throughout and you've sort of evolved. So I think that's one, very cool, but two, how are you thinking of going forward with that? Have you got anything in the works, or?
Well, just to like kind of explain how it happened, I have no idea. To be honest, man, it's not like I noticed it when people start saying it. It's just I just had my flow and that was it. I didn't say, right, I'm gonna flow like this. It's just that was the way I flowed.
Do you think it was like almost inspired by someone but not consciously?
I was probably inspired by a load of different artists, probably different genres. Like obviously, like rap has a flow. Other genres, like they just have melodies and whatever. But like flow is the biggest part, not the biggest part of a rap tune, but it's a huge part of a rap tune.
Song, yeah.
Exactly, that's it. And people were just commenting, oh yeah, this Rebel P. When I first came out, it was like, oh, he's got an insane flow, and I was just going with it. And then when I was conscious of people looking at me flow, I always obviously focus on like content, flow, delivery, like the whole package. When people are commenting the flow, I was like, all right, people are rocking with that. And then I start concentrating on like every 4 bars in a verse, switch the flow up, just to kind of hold people's attention and draw them in.
Because I think that's super important, because when you were saying about having longer songs,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to like pull off them songs if you weren't switching your flow.
Yeah, just hit it with the Migos flow for 5 minutes straight. It's like, it's not gonna.
I can't listen to that shit.
Nah,
Not for 4 or 5 minutes. that's what I was so impressed by, because like even the Missing Link that you released like 5 years ago, when I was listening to that, it's like it's quite a long song, but I was engaged the whole time.
Right.
Listening to it, and like that's like a pretty consistent theme throughout your discography. I find that not many people could have 4 or 5 minute hip hop tracks with sometimes with just beat loops.
Yeah.
Keeping it interesting. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, I always try to paint a picture with my words as well, and I feel like that keeps people engaged, because you're just hitting more senses than one. Like people can listen to you, but if they see what you're saying, that's one thing I always like. 100% paid a lot of attention to detail with just having picturesque lyrics, and then the flow carrying it just like brings a new element to it as well, and just painting a different picture every time. Because I feel like as an artist, and I've said this on all the podcasts and the interviews, but I just like live by this. Like as an artist, you can't paint the same picture more than once. You have to switch it up. Like, and that's why I feel like I've evolved as an artist so much. Like when it comes to flow, beat selection, even like content and stuff like that.
It hasn't stayed still. Like it's evolved, and like your sound's evolved.
Yeah.
It's interesting though, because like with so many people, they stagnate, but I feel like you're developing almost a new sound, and you've talked about new projects you've got in the works, and we can't say too much about it, but again, it's something that people should definitely be looking out for.
Yeah, man. It's called global warming. I just linked up with this Irish producer whose name I can't really drop, but the likes of yourselves know about it, like industry insiders.
It properly like blew my mind, because I've never imagined before.
That's the thing, like people won't really expect it when the word is out, but it's going to be innovative. Like we're definitely going to like make a new sound and bring something new to the table, and that producer has his fan base, I have my fan base. We're going to just chop it up and like just bring it into fruition.
But I think that's, you were saying about being the young OG, that is like where your sensibilities come in, where you know you have the connection to some of the younger artists, but you bring in your own style and maybe what your experience to the table.
Exactly, yeah. Man, I enjoy working with, like I've done a lot of work with like OJs, and I just enjoy working with younger artists. It's like
refreshing.
It's refreshing, man. Yeah, like you can't box yourself up like in to like a certain age bracket. It's like we're all musicians, we're all doing our thing. It's like, let's all show each other love and let's make it happen, because we are the ones that are at the forefront of this and actually breaking it out of Ireland right now. Yeah. It's beautiful what's happening in Ireland, right? But like, the world needs to know what's actually happening. So the more traction we gather here, that's just gonna lift it off like out to the UK, Europe, US, and just worldwide.
And like I would have a lot of people saying, when do you think the scene is going to blow and all that sort of stuff, and it's hard to put a timestamp on it and if it'll even happen, because I mean, we don't know, but as long as people keep doing the same thing. But I sort of have like a 3 year sort of period in my head of where people be gaining international traction, maybe working and collaborating with artists across the border, like we said about like the drill scene. There's people down south here, you know, working, we had like, I think it was JB2 working with Russ and stuff like that. You know, you've got artists working across water. Is that something that you thought about doing, or reaching out online to people, or do you very much like to keep it with people you know, and like do you actually physically like being with the person and making the music? Yeah,
I would rather do that. I have got a song and I've been talking about it for way too long. I haven't dropped it yet. It is going to come, but it's with a UK artist.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, like a huge influence of mine, like one of the illest out there, and I don't want to give that name out either. Yeah. But and I don't want to give a date, but it's in the chamber, like. But it's definitely something I've looked into. But I'm real, I don't know, like selective of who I collaborate with. It just kind of has to happen organically for me, and I'd rather be in the studio laying it down on the same mic, because like I know the internet thing is cool and it's amazing that you can actually like send it. It's handy, but you don't get that same energy as like say if we were doing this over the phone. It wouldn't be the same as us sitting here like face to face, like at this table right now, making it happen. So I feel like it's the same thing in music. I'd rather be in the studio with someone.
I mean, you sort of get that genuine connection, really, because I've had people saying, "Oh, you know, I don't think I can come up, but do you want to do it over Skype?" And I'm like, to be honest, not really. Like, it's just not what I'm aiming to do, and I can totally see why it's the same with music. Like
it can be done, but it's just you'd rather do it another way. But now, like some people might not really care what way they do it, but just me personally, and like you said yourself, probably for yourself, you'd rather just be here with the person getting it done like that.
And there's people like you and like Mango and some other artists that have been around for a while, and you're saying like the last couple of months you feel like something's clicked and something's happening. Like you got shortlisted for Glastonbury. What was it, the Glastonbury?
For this year, like just I got longlisted, so like this thing came up my radar. I was like, apply, send your latest track, blah blah blah. We're gonna give it to our judges, and like thousands of people applied. Longlisted to 90, and I got an email. It's like, congratulations. Like, what the hell? I forgot I had even applied, to be honest. Christ. Yeah, and it just came true. So I'm just waiting to see if I'm actually shortlisted now. That's down to 8 artists, and they all like go head to head in front of this like crowd of judges and shit.
And is it like different genres of music?
All different genres.
I think that's testament then to where the music here is going.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you saying that, man. But yeah, 100%. Like just an Irish rapper being longlisted.
It's crazy.
For Glastonbury, like it's crazy. I think at least I can say I'm the first Irish rapper to ever do that. Or get close to playing Glastonbury.
Yeah, that's insane. And even festival lineups are becoming far more like friendly to Irish artists. Like the amount of people I spoke to recently here, like on the low, I'm playing this festival, and I'm like, what? Like it's crazy, because I feel like it's being normalised now. It's not weird.
That's the thing.
Playing these stages.
Yeah, it's almost expected now, which like in a good way. You know what I mean? Like years ago, if you got to play a festival as an Irish rapper, it's like, wow, like this is groundbreaking. But so people are doing the thing at the festivals now, and like they fucking deserve to be. You know what I mean?
I think that's the main difference. When we're talking about like this light bulb moment, or this something that flicked a switch, it's that it's become normalised now. You know, it's not like that Irish rapper, and I'm very keen in the next sort of 6 months to a year for people to stop singling people out as Irish rappers. Just to like say this rapper from Ireland. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it almost becomes like a novelty at times. It's like, now we want to like have artists here competing with British artists, with American artists, and that's just part of who they are, is they're from Ireland, rather than being, oh, there's this one guy from Ireland who's like, almost makes it sound gimmicky, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Like Irish rap is like, as you say, a novelty. So I totally agree with you, man. It's like, just we're rappers. We're from Ireland, and Irish hip hop is a thing. Just like UK hip hop is a thing.
Yeah.
But you don't talk about, like, say if it's Skepta, I'll just use him as a broad example, like that UK rapper Skepta, he's a rapper.
Yeah, exactly.
He's doing this thing worldwide. We need to get there, like.
And you would be quite international yourself. You've lived in America?
Yeah.
So what's the story there about that?
Well, like like I went over to visit my brother. He moved there, I think like nearly 3 years ago. Went over to visit him over one of the Christmas, like 2 years ago. Stayed with him for a week, man, and just like fell in love with the city. It's just like, it was one of them things where I just didn't want to go home, but I had to.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, next chance I get, I'm gonna go back. So I got an ESTA visa, stayed 3 months, but while I was there I met up with an attorney, and I was like, I want to get an artist visa, how are we gonna do this shit? He was like, right, go home tonight, gather up every single gig flyer, newspaper clipping, like obviously screenshots, proof that I've been doing my thing in Ireland, and just send it on. And then I had to get like references from venues, bookers, other artists over here.
Fucking America about that kind of stuff, like.
Yeah, man. But it was weird because I never really look back on stuff that I've done. I'm always like focusing on what's ahead, or I'm in the present or whatever. But when I sat down that night and I was like looking through all the stuff, I was like, holy fuck, man, I've done a lot of shit. Like, it was a little proud moment for me. And when I sent it on, he was like, yeah, more than enough here, you're a great candidate. And
happy days.
Time went on and we just nailed it on. Now I have the visa where I can just go back and forth. So yeah, it's pretty major, like.
And what's the idea behind that? Is that just to have access to the resources and stuff over there?
Yeah, it's basically so I can actually go over there and work as an artist and get paid legally. So like if I went over there on holiday and I done a gig, I was getting paid cash or even a check or whatever. It's like straight up illegal, especially in America, like. But now I can go over and I can perform in a venue, and it's all legit, like.
That's class.
Yeah, and I can't go over and work in a supermarket while I'm doing music. Yeah, it has to be music, which is it's fine, like.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah, it's just it's foot on the gas. Like I'm going to play shows and fuck everything else.
And did you build some sort of connections over there in terms of musicality stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's like it's a dude, Webb. He has like a collective over there. Been to the studio with them a couple of times. He kind of like, he's well clued in, has loads of connections with like studios, venues, this, that and the third. Went to a show in SOBs over there, Max O'Cream gig.
Oh really?
Yeah, that was fire, man. Did you ever see him play live? Actually, he's never been to Ireland, so probably not. But wow, my fucking unreal, man. I fuck with him
heavy. That must be pretty standard over in New York to get that sort of thing.
Yeah. It's literally like 4 nights a week you find like animal artists playing. But like, anyway, cut a long story short, went to that gig and seen loads of people with cameras, and I was just like, right, network, enjoy the gig, but like go up to every single person here with a camera, give them a business card. That was something I never done before I went to New York, print business cards off. And I saw like the hustler mentality in New York. Every artist has a business card. I was like, that's a fucking good show. Went on Vistaprint, got me business cards sent to me gaff in New York, like, and just start lashing them out. And now I'm linking up with a dude this month in New York, ACP Visuals.
Okay.
And he's doing like some stuff like dropping videos on World Star. Like he's fire with it, man.
Yeah.
Gonna link up with him. He's gonna do some shots in the city. I'm gonna get some additional footage in the gaff that I'm staying in Yonkers. So yeah, basically made the connections over there. So every time I go over, I can link with people and just like hit the ground running, rather than go out and be like, oh, what the fuck, where
and
do I
just
go?
arrive and be like aimlessly trying to connect with people almost.
Yeah.
Got it all laid out. I think that's sick though, because I like, just as a fan of music, I love hearing about like the different facets, the like artist lives, like the fact that you got going to New York, you know, you've got these other things popping off there, and like even potentially you'll have music videos filmed there. It's just like brings another dimension to everything you're doing.
Definitely, man. Yeah. Oh man, it's the best place ever to shoot music videos as well. And when you can get yourself into a good location, it's like
insane.
It's insane. Like I can get onto the top of the New York Times building over there because I know a dude that works in there.
Serious?
Yeah. And it's like you can go to like Top of the Rock or like Empire State. You're gonna have a fuckload of people around you. You might get like a glare on the window.
Yeah.
Like you want to get a solid scene of the city. But I got a dude that works in there, so we just pop in up onto the roof. No one's around.
That's
fuck
unreal.
about and just get some shots.
I was in South America over the summer, and I was in like Christ the Redeemer in Brazil, and
Right.
it was like all these Instagram influencers like
Yeah.
on top with like full camera crews, filming them trying to get shots of them, and they'd be sitting for like 30 minutes and then waiting for the perfect moment just to get a snap where there wasn't someone walking across.
Yeah,
And
see,
it's
I wouldn't have the patience for that, man.
fuck that shit, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think music videos are like super important for like bringing stuff to a new level. But that's something you've always seemed to take very seriously, because I've complained about it a lot that artists here especially seem to not take enough care with it, because you're creating like this universe that you as an artist are existing in, and this is like bringing it to another level. And people just, this is obviously a very vague statement, but so many people are creating these videos that just aren't doing them any favors. But I see that you take them quite seriously, and they're shot very well. There's consistency to the style and stuff as well.
Yeah.
That's something you've always taken seriously then.
Definitely, man. It's just like once it's out there, it's out there. You do not want to put something out and look back in like 3, 4, 5 years and be like, I mean, I do at my first ever music video, I kind of look at it and I'm just like, it's like, should I delete that? But then people are always saying, no, it's good, leave it there. It's good to see it develop.
Like the growth, whereas I feel like some people are just throwing out stuff that's very disposable, there's not very much time put into it. There's a difference between maybe not putting time into something and maybe not just it's going to be your first thing, it's not going to be as good. You know what I mean?
That's
There
true
is a
indeed.
difference.
Yeah, but like where I'm at now, like I definitely take it serious. Like it has to. It just like it brings a new element to the song. It brings a new layer to the song. Like it kind of. Obviously, I was saying I like to paint a picture with my words, but when you can actually put a picture with the words, like you obviously want to do it in the best way possible. Make it slick. You want people to like focus on it. Like if I feel like. And this is no shade thrown to any artist, but like some artists are doing like single shot videos, and that can work, but it's not gonna hold people's attention.
It needs to be executed so well.
Yeah.
Like there's some people that do, like we were talking about Dominic Fife and like Brockhampton and stuff that do these one shot videos, but they're shot so well. They're like the color correction was amazing, and there's a real plan, and like it's directed really well. Whereas these one shot videos just staring into a camera sometimes can be a bit one dimensional.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like artists should invest into their music videos. Like I pay a pretty penny for a lot of my videos, but like you're investing in your craft. If you take this shit seriously, man, you're not gonna like hit up a video dude. Now I haven't spent $1,000 on a video, it's been less than that. It's been a few £100 like, but if this dude is top tier and he's charging you a stack, like just fucking go with it, like, you know what I mean? If you have the money, obviously don't like break the bank. Yeah, and then you're fucking, you know what I mean?
Not
like,
eating the next
eating out of bin and all.
Fuck. But no, I think that's some really solid advice for people up and coming, because I mean the main message there is take your craft seriously, and if you're wanting to take it seriously, pay the money, because you get so many people as well like complaining that people are just like let's work, and it's producers and stuff, and they're like, oh, you're not going to send this beat for free, and it's like nah, that's not how it works.
It's not how it works, man.
If people are taking it seriously, then you're putting hours into this.
Yeah, especially me, man. Like when it comes to writing a verse, like I will spend hours on a verse. One, because I'm a perfectionist, and I always like go over like I draft something out, and then I'll go back over it and back over it and back over it and back over it like for days, like, and that takes a lot of time. So I'm not gonna do that for free unless we're like tight. If it's the homie, like we'll fucking rock out a tune. We'll do a whole fucking album. Obviously, I'm not gonna charge anyone for a verse on that. But if it's someone hitting me up, like I had it with an Irish artist, I'm like, and he fucking hit me up. He was like, oh yeah, I have this beat, let's rock it. And I was like, yeah, it'll be like, I'll charge you £80 because obviously, and he was just lost his shit. He was like, oh, what the fuck do you mean? And then I kind of had to school him. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, man, how are you approaching me like this?
Yeah, what the fuck?
You know what I mean? You have some neck, like, because I would never hit a producer up and be like, what story would that be? Give me that, like, in such a disrespectful way, like.
Yeah, it's disrespecting someone's craft, as you said, that you put like it's taken years to get to this stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just not cool. I think that's something a lot of people maybe just need to up the game in, is like etiquette about stuff, because even sometimes we get sent stuff and people just send like their Instagram posts and be like, put this on your story. And it's like, I'm happy, like we don't really just share stuff on our story just to blindly promote people. But
exactly, yeah.
if it's something I believe in, I'll be like, yeah, but I mean that's just not the way to go about it, and I don't know, you learn the hard way, I guess.
Yeah, you do, man. You don't have to send a big spiel, like a big
just be genuine,
formal email, but don't like throw a sentence and expect someone to go okay and like just listen to what they're being fucking told. Like, it doesn't work like that either. Just have some respect, just word it properly. Like, there, like if I send you a song and you're putting up for me, you're doing me a favor. You know what I mean? It's like, so you have to treat people in that manner. I just feel like as well, when we'll just talk about District again for a sec, like they got a lot of bullshit off artists not sharing their stuff. I don't know if you've seen that, like when they kind of were forced sharing artists. Like, they're not going to share everything just because they're being asked to share it. Like, if they like it, they'll share it. I never asked District to ever share one of my tracks. They just started sharing it, and it was all love from them. You know what I mean? And people were always hitting me up like, oh, they won't share me stuff, man. Can you put a word in for me? I was like, man, nah, like,
that's not how it works.
Nah.
It's about quality control, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about sharing it if you like it. Like, it shouldn't just be like just projecting everything out there just because it is there.
Exactly, yeah. And that brings me back to, like, if someone asks me for a verse or whatever, like, obviously, first and foremost, you have to like the tune. If I don't like the tune and I'm getting 500 quid for the verse, I'm still not going to do it. Like,
you're putting your name against it though,
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
because there's a couple of artists like Mick Jenkins, who I love, right? He would put out, you know, not a huge amount of music himself, but I always see him featuring on stuff, and I see him on Twitter even post, you know, verses like with $sign after, you know, people just replying to send the money. And then the laziest thing, like, I'm sorry for shading him,
Yeah.
but like, there's some of them are the laziest stuff ever, and it's just
No
obvious that,
way.
I suppose, like, for some people it's he needs the money and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
like, I'm just associating these shitty verses he's done with people with him now, and it's
Yeah,
like, but if you're more careful about what you're doing, you know, I don't know.
yeah. I feel like if you're featuring on someone else's track, I don't care who it is, man, murder them on that track.
Yeah.
Even if it's the homie, even if I don't care if it's the biggest rapper in the world or some young fella nobody knows about but he's shelling off, like, you need to own that track. Like, that's the way I look at it.
I mean, you could be showing a brand new audience in that, and that's your one chance to make an impression.
Exactly, man. Yeah, it's just, that's the way you have to look at it. And also another thing about the money as well, like, people need to start spending money within this scene
in the industry
to create an economy in Irish hip hop. You know what I mean? Because if I'm paying some young fella for a beat, he can go buy new equipment, he can sell beats to this man, better verses here, there, while doing shows. Everybody needs to get paid for a performance. Promoters, please stop giving people fucking 50 quid to come through and fucking perform for 40 minutes.
I was
Like,
seeing Nilo was talking about that the other day. He was saying how some promoter offered him like 50 quid,
Yeah.
and he has a DJ as well, so it would have been 25 quid each for like nearly an hour's
Same
work.
thing with Crackboy Mental, I think it was.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, like, whatever venue he was at made like a mad amount of money off.
It was nearly $2,000,
Yeah,
and he
like,
got 200
like
quid
200.
up for $2,000.
Like,
and what was he, like, headlining?
Yeah, he headlined it, sold it out.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. 200 quid, of which I'm pretty sure half of it went on fuel just to
Yeah.
get to the place.
That is a serious, that's a kick in the rocks for him, like, isn't it?
But that's like the kind of the thing that, I guess that's just experience where you learn, and then you set like a price. Like, it's not something that you would do very much like.
Yeah, like, I'd have like a price and all for, like, usually I do like 45 minute set. I'd have a price on that. I'd give a little bit of wiggle room, like, you know, if there's, it's all about projections on how many people are coming in, how they're making their money, like, on the door, selling drinks. Like, if they're selling drinks and there's like 500 people in there and they're getting money from the bar, it's like, I want my full price, because people are going to be in there fucking sculling points or fucking swamping drinks. Like, there's money being made there.
I think it's really interesting, this sort of like your attitude towards this whole scene as well, because so many people I've been talking to are very like, I'm trying to think of the right word, like lukewarm about everything, and like, oh yeah, it's gonna happen some point, but you're very much like, we need to do this, like,
Yeah.
sort of business mindset on it.
Definitely, yeah.
Where do you think the sort of competitive nature in terms of rapping and then business mindset came for you? Is that something you've always had?
Not something I've always had. It's just like, I haven't been in it like fucking 10 years or whatever. I've been doing my thing for a while. That's just in me, like, hustler mentality. Like, I just feel like if you're gonna do something, do it to the best of your ability and reap the benefits from it. Otherwise, you're kind of pissing in the wind, like, because we're like, us as artists, like, we're giving this everything we've got, like, sleepless nights, slaving away, spending our hard-earned money on getting the best product on. So, like, you need to get something back from that. It's all about what you put out is what you get back. But I feel like for what we're putting out, it's kind of changing now. We're not getting what we deserve back. But that is changing now, which is great to see.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? But like, yeah, no, that I developed that over the couple of years that I've been in the scene, and just the fact that I feel like I've been slept on for a minute. Like, but that's cool because I have a solid fan base of people who fully support me, come to me shows, buy the merch. Like, if they can stream me shit on or not Bandcamp, on Spotify, all well and good. But I have people who go on to Bandcamp and like buy the shit straight from the source and support.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm slept on in terms of, like,
Maybe
it's hard.
streaming numbers or something
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, kind of like
Having
that.
those fans that go out and buy your shit, that's far more valuable than
100%.
200,000 streams
Yeah.
on Spotify, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's, I think that's the way the industry's moving nowadays, is like, artists aren't making money off streams. Like, you make next to nothing off YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah.
It's getting people coming to your shows, it's getting people buying your merch. And is that something you always had from the outside, like, from the outset, to build like a community fan base like Rebel Mafia is?
Yeah.
Before? Like, is that
Yeah, I
something
just
you
feel
had
like
before?
yeah, definitely. Just branding it, just making it a thing, like, and it's like I put music out for the people, for people to listen to and enjoy. It's like I don't put it out for money or anything like that. And I'm not saying like art, like a lot of artists do in Ireland specifically, but I'll just talk about my outlook on the game. It's like, just put music out for people to enjoy, entertain them, let them take something away from that, like make them feel good, help them through whatever it is they're going through, and people rock with you way harder than they would if it was just like some lazy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I totally agree with that, because I'd seen something in an article you'd done or an interview done with District, and it was like, be a boss of whatever you do. Is that like something that's just like been throughout your whole career, you think?
Yeah, just life in general, man. It's just like my it's like my family has kind of always been like that. You know, like my dad and all my uncles and shit like that have always just started their own business and just they were their own boss. So I just kind of developed that mentality, and yeah, that's, I don't know, man, it's just in me, like,
Yeah.
you know, I never really
Sort of inequality that you can't really describe.
yeah, and it's something I promote because, like, why the hell not? You know, like, if you're your own boss, that means you're doing something that you like to do, and you're helping people while you do it, and you're fucking like reaping the greatest reward you can. You know, whereas if you're working for somebody like everybody, I work for somebody right now, although it is a family business.
Yeah.
I'm still working for somebody, but like in this music thing, I'm gonna be my own boss, and I will collaborate with people, like whether it's on a business level, but I don't want to be like working for a brand, like working for a festival lineup. Like, no, we are working together. You know,
It's a collaboration.
yeah. Even if you have a manager, one thing I hate when people say, like, if you ask them a question, they're like, oh no, my manager deals with that. It's like, but do you know the answer to the question? Oh no, my manager deals with all that stuff. It's like, your manager works for you, bro. It's like,
Your manager should just be facilitate whatever you want.
exactly.
essentially. Yeah.
But these people have a mentality where they have a manager. It's like everything the manager says goes. Makes absolutely no sense to me. Like,
I think like what you're talking about is really making clear the beauty of independence nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
you can do all this shit by yourself. It's difficult, but you're saying that you can do what you want and create your own vision and follow through with that because you haven't maybe got someone else calling the shots.
yeah,
And I do think that, I think that's something that, like, because the Irish seems very DIY and very primitive still, but you're saying about more people getting more money invested at creating this like economy, as you said, and as that grows, people will be able to work as independent artists and call their own shots, because it's difficult, I think, when
yeah, man.
you've got like certain entities sort of monopolizing shows, or certain entities, you know, with festival lineups and stuff. It's like, but the more artist power that we have, the more we can call the shots, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Definitely, yeah, and it's obviously a much harder job being your own boss or being an independent artist, but you're gonna get so much more from it. Not even financially, but just even like spiritually. You know, like you're putting the work in and you're seeing it grow, and it's like, I made that happen.
I think one of the coolest things that I've learned from doing all this sort of shit is like having a vision of something in your head and making it come to fruition. And like, no matter how well it does when you put it out there or anything, it's like you have like a concept, and when it comes out and it's like a physical, malleable thing, like
Yeah.
a video or a music video or a song, it's like that's like crazy to me.
Yeah,
I've
man.
experienced it recently. Like you've been doing music for a long time, but like
Yeah, it's like the thought is there, and if I dwell on something like for too long, it becomes a weight on my shoulders. I'm just like, I need to get this done. When you finally get it done and put it out, it's just like fucking like euphoric feeling. Shit is ill, like it's crazy. And like I just feel like while we're on that topic, and for anyone that's watching, like just if you're feeling like shit about Anne, because this fucking mental health thing is going on serious in Ireland, what's helped me through that is just doing what I love, just getting it done. Like do more, say less is the motto. Talk about your shit to people, like that's gonna help. But if you're actually doing something, it's gonna distract you from, if you're feeling shit or whatever, like it's gonna distract you from that. But when the actual product is fully done, like you said, and you put it out there, like
there's no better feeling.
Oh man, it's like indescribable. Like
it's just putting hours into something, and you know it's not for anybody else. Sometimes it's just like your own. I don't know, to show that you can do it. Like it's like therapeutic, cathartic to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Gap 2 put a tweet up. I think it was yesterday.
I seen this.
Yeah, and it was like, fuck a Spotify playlist. I do this for my health.
Yeah, it's so
I was
true,
like,
though.
that is real shit. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because I think if you're going in with a mentality to, it's obviously good to have goals.
Yeah.
To want to achieve certain things, but if you go in with a mentality that all you're aiming for is to get Spotify placements or to do this, do that, you're gonna kill yourself because it's gonna be never ending. Like setting realistic goals and just enjoying what you do, like enjoying the journey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, when you had all those different bits and pieces when you're showing up to the immigration lawyer, that's like enjoying the journey,
exactly.
you know?
You're sitting down doing it. Like just enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Just enjoy every moment. Like this is life we're living. You know.
And is there anybody in the scene, or just maybe not in music, that you'd sort of look up to that was like there to guide you through these kinds of things?
Yeah, 100%. Like all throughout my time spent as a musician, I've definitely had people help me guide the way. I think that's important. Like anytime a young G asks me for some advice, I'm always happy to give it, because I've had people help me, just like skill me to certain things coming up. Initially, and I always pay homage to these dudes, GI and Costello, have like showed me most love and like supported me all the way through from the very start. As time went on, then the likes of Matman and Mango as well, because they've been in the game for a minute. Like huge salute to Matman, just as a figure in this music thing in Ireland, like legendary status. He holds it down for not just me, like everybody. He's always given good advice and helping people onto the right path, and it doesn't really ask much back for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's something like, it was a common theme then when I was talking to loads of people and asking similar questions, that who's helped out. Mathman was the first answer every time, and it's like you said, he doesn't ask for anything in response for any of this. It just seems like he has a genuine love for wanting to push the culture forward, and you need like these really selfless people doing that kind of thing, otherwise.
Exactly.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's one of one, man. You know, like it's very rare to get someone who's like willing to just put themselves out there to help somebody. It's like even the B Club thing, like that's just a free event. He's a producer himself, so obviously he wanted to see producers get shine, but he'll help a rapper, he'll help anybody, a radio presenter, whatever. Like he's putting people wide to the game, because he's been through it all, and he's obviously through trial and error, like we all do. But he's just such an OG. Like he's willing to share his experiences and to help. Like any advice he can to help, he's willing to share it. Like
that's class, because you definitely need these sorts of selfless people doing these kind of things. And like you mentioned Costello as well there, you jumped on a track with him recently.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That was meant to come out like time ago, but it finally came out. It was God Creative featuring myself and Costello, of course. Like that was recorded like 2 years ago or something.
Serious?
For real. Yeah.
I love hearing these wee insider bits of music that you think are like brand new, and it's like,
mad. Yeah. But it sounds brand new. I'm still like dead happy with the verse that I put on that.
It doesn't sound like dated or anything. It was recorded recently. It's
fire. And shouts out to Jerry Boy as well, man, who produced that. I'm pretty sure he's making an album, a full like God Creative is doing a solo thing, because obviously he does creative crime with Crimes Against, and then he has a few other like side projects as well, but he's doing a full album with Jerry Boy, who I've also done a full album with in the past as well. Ill producer, he's an OG in the game as well, so shouts out to him.
it's a lot of people don't really get the recognition as well. So I think it's good for you just to even give them a shout out. Because
Yeah.
a lot of younger people watching this or listening to this that don't know who these people are.
Yeah,
And it's important
exactly.
to, like, pay homage and like, because without these people, there
Yeah.
wouldn't be all the artists we have today.
It's paved the way, man. Definitely.
100%. And in terms of like you were saying about they're working on projects, so we're gonna come back to this album you've been talking about.
Yeah.
Where's the inspiration for the name come from?
Man, it was like pretty random. Like, I put a photo up of me and my girl sitting on the back of a fire truck, and it's like a whopper photo. You see that, man? It's like literally, I don't know, man. It's like probably the best photo of me I've ever seen, and like it's whopper to have her in it as well. But she's like, really into like climate change and like
The environment.
the environment, as she should be. You know what I mean? And I've been getting a bit more into that through her. But like she's like very dedicated to that. So like shouts out to her on that. Like it's a big fucking problem in this world that we need to start paying more attention to. But I just done it kind of like a little play on words. I just like put up like, oh yeah, fucking so hot right now. I was like global warming because we're sitting on a fire truck and like my girl's into all that stuff. So I was just like playing around. And then I kept hashtagging it, and it just like phonetically it sounded good.
Yeah.
And then I started putting a meaning behind it. It was like, right, global warming is a huge issue in this world right now that people are starting to wake up to. I was like, right, if I call it that, like, this is the time where people are going to start waking up to Rebel P and what Rebel P is all about. And obviously because every track on it is fire. That's another little layer to it right there. And obviously, like, I just want to get this shit. I want to like break out of Ireland. I don't want to be, like we said, like, I am an Irish rapper. I don't want to be known as an Irish rapper.
You want to be boxed in.
I don't want to be boxed in. And like that's another thing in that District interview. It's like it's a quote that I use quite a lot when people ask for quotes, you know, press kits and all. Eric said he's like breaking out of Ireland and getting to where he works so relentlessly to be, like just to break out of Ireland and just being boxed in as an Irish rapper. So like that's what this project is for me. I'm going to spend a lot of time making sure it's like sounding crispy, getting the videos like up to a new level, and just proper promotion behind it and just getting it as far and wide as possible.
Because I very much feel like you have cemented your place as like a household name in Irish rap. So I guess that's like the logical next step. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To break out essentially.
Definitely, man. Yeah, I just like, I don't know, like I've paid dues and I'm not like, I don't feel like I'm entitled to anything.
But you feel like it's your time.
Yeah. That's a fact. You said it, man.
Yeah,
It's
no,
my time.
but I think that's fair enough, because you get a lot of people that are expecting things. It's like you don't expect something but you hope for it, and like if you put in the work for X amount of years, then you know that's what you're aiming for. At least you've got to be aiming high. But yeah, I'm excited to hear this project, and I'm excited for other people to hear who's involved with it, because I think it's gonna be a bit of a watershed moment, because I've not really heard. I don't even know what they expect from this producer.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people are saying. Like, I don't really speak too much. I just want to say less about it right now. But like, it's definitely, it's like, I want it to just like break ground, like, you know, and just go all the way up and blow people's minds. That's the main goal. For real. And like I've definitely, it's like the bar work. My bar work is on a new level with it as well. Because I always like I would like to use a lot of wordplay, a lot of multis, like entendres, metaphors. It's just like it's very poetic with me raps. I just brought it to a new level on this as well, so I'm excited for people to hear that straight up.
But it's like cool, because I feel like you're venturing into uncharted territory for yourself, but you're keeping like true to like what brought you into the game first of all. Do you know what I mean? And like I think that's cool. And like obviously the name Rebel Phoenix was like an Irish history sort of thing.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think it's pretty cool that like you definitely have this like musical identity that you're staying true to and like keeping the whole way through. But you know, you're not afraid that. I think you have to do something different to break out. Like you know you've done your thing these past few years, cemented your name, but there's like you can't do anything new if you do something you've always done. You gotta like switch it up, and like you recognize that. And
you're man. I'm just like I'm up for trying new things, you know, because like I'm I have an open mind to all different sorts of genres. Like I came up listening to like punk, jazz, blues, reggae, but like you can definitely hear the punk influence because it's obviously rebellious music.
Yeah,
that
I was
I
like
make.
quite aggressive. Like,
Yeah, it's hardcore. Like, saying that now, I do have a few lighter tracks coming out, but this project, I think I might have one laid back tune on it. The rest are just like hard hitting things, like, you know what I mean. But I have some singles that are like more like stripped back on a like a wavier buzz. Yeah, like I'm excited to drop them as well because I just want to like show people my versatility with the music. I'm by no means like one dimensional or like have one style. I have my style, but it's not like he's a trap rapper or I'm lyrical, but I'm not like this lyrical miracle mad conscious fucking like trying to like wake the whole world up. Like I will sprinkle the knowledge in every track, but I'm not trying to fucking shove this thing in people's faces. Like
you're like demonstrating you as a person in that way because you're not like just this one dimensional like boring person that can only do one thing. Like you might like doing something a lot of the time, but you show that you can sort of like cut it back, strip it back a bit, do something a bit more laid back, a bit more introspective, or you can just go fucking hard and like slay someone on a track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's important because again we talk about it so much. It's like that's part of the branding as well. It's like how people perceive you as an artist, how they like your different tracks, like the versatility, the different elements, and I think that's
definitely
what you're doing,
it's just human nature as well, like because everybody, like you might wake up one morning and you're hype and you're like, alright, I'm gonna go get it. But like some mornings you wake up, you have to like get yourself into that mind state. You wake up and you're just like, oh, I'm not fucking having it today, man. Oh fuck, I'm not trying to talk to nobody.
And do you have like sort of can you write in any sort of mind state, and do you like harness your like the mood of the track from that, or do you very much have to be in a certain mood to write?
That's a good question. It's like, I think like you have to be in that mood. Actually, not writing it, just for the idea to come. You need to be in a certain mood. Then inspiration will strike, and there you have the idea for the track. It's like the blueprint. And like I said, like I'll start writing a verse, and I'll get like maybe the first draft done, and I'll work on it the next day, but I'm not in the exact same mood as I was when I was writing it. But when you're like working on the track, it brings you back to that, and you just kind of like you just go off the flow of the initial idea. But it's just the inspiration is the main thing for me. Like you need to just get your inspiration, put the idea down, and then just get to it.
And are you excited to perform these new tracks live?
Yeah.
That's something you've had in mind then?
Yeah.
When you're writing them,
Definitely, man. It's gonna be a mad hype thing.
And, like, have you got any shows coming up?
Yeah, I do. Like, I'm gonna drop. It's in between two tracks right now. It's like they're both kind of like for the ladies or whatever. You know what I mean? Quote unquote, for anyone that's listening to just the audio, air quotes. But yeah, that sort of buzz, like, you know what I mean? It's either going to be like a summery vibe, or it's going to be more of a like wavy. I don't know how to even explain it. Just more of a wavy vibe, but it's not going to be like
hard hitting.
Yeah, hard hitting, barring off. Like it's going to be more. It's definitely going to be more of a chill thing before I drop the project. But like people should look out for that single that I'm going to drop.
Okay.
It's in between two right now, but it's definitely going to be a single dropping and a video going with that. But the single that I'm dropping off, Global Warming, the lead single is called Sun Gazing. I'm shooting the video in New York for that, and basically wrote the song to how I saw the video was going to go. Just wrote the script of the movie sort of buzz. So that's the first single that's going to be off Global Warming, Sun Gazing. I'm putting that out there now into the universe. People can get ready for that, and yeah, man, I'm mad excited.
It's cool because I feel like you've got a whole vision for it. Like you spoke before about how you drop projects, maybe you weren't fully prepared to have like videos and everything, but I feel like you've planned this to see where summer vibes songs are released in the summer. You've got a vision for how the music videos are gonna look, and Global Warming, it's a concept album. Obviously, you've got like a clear idea of what it's gonna be. So
definitely,
I mean, I'm excited for the whole rollout of this thing.
Yeah, man, I'm buzzing for it. It's like, what more can I say?
Yeah,
it's just it's an exciting time for me because I feel like I've figured something out now as an artist, and like how things should be rolled out, and the like just going with the plan, like, and just giving things like a timestamp. It's like, right, this week I'm gonna finish this song and record it and send it off to mix. But next week I'm gonna go straight into the video for that, because I often used to think of way too many things at once, or work on way too many things at once.
I do this all the time.
Man,
It doesn't work.
You don't get anything done. It's poxy, like, you know what I mean? Like, people say, oh yeah, I can multitask, or well for you, man. But most people can't, like. And I think multitasking it's a thing, but like you're doing a few bits, but you're doing bits and pieces. You're not like
you're not giving 100%
focused.
each individual
Yeah.
You're giving like 30% to one, 30% to the other, 10 to another. You
Yeah.
don't give 100% to something.
That's the way
next
that's
bit.
the best way to work, in my opinion. Yeah. So that's the way I'm working right now. I'm just like dedicating myself to a song. It's like I'm not like I'm working on this song, part of this project. I'll go on to the next. I'll go on to the next. I'll go on to the next until the full project is done. Then I'll do the video. So everything is just in stages now, and it's working out really well. So I have it sussed. So I'm buzzing.
That's sick. And in terms of like patience, is that something that has
Yeah.
been hard, like to like grow and sort of experience and learn from in terms of rollout? I mean,
Yeah. It's a huge factor. Like patience all across the board. Like with a project, not so much, because you know, like, putting the patience in, it's all going to pay off, and you know what you're doing it for. But just patience for, you know, getting the numbers up or getting booked for this festival slot, like, you're kind of, that's a bit where you get a bit more impatient.
Yeah.
But with a project, I'm patient as I want to be. Just
You know,
cool,
you're
calm, and
essentially-
collected. It's like, yeah, like, I'm doing this right now. I don't need to pre-promote it, or like promote it prematurely and like just give people like a false idea of when it's coming. It's like, no, when you'll know when it's coming. I'm not just gonna like be like, oh yeah, next month, and then oh no, we had to push it back. So fuck all that.
I mean, you pretty succinctly clued us into what's going on and what you've got planned for the future, and even how you sort of came up and who you were inspired by and who helped you. I think it's been a really good chat to sort of get an insight into the way you work as well creatively.
Definitely, man.
If there's anything else you want to shout out, like anything else you want to remind people of about the album, like, now's the chance. What do you want to say to them?
Just look out for global warming, man. Me and, in my opinion, the dopest producer doing this thing in Ireland right now have joined forces and made something really special. For the scene, you know what I mean? We're putting Ireland on the map with this one, no doubt about it. Look out for shows. Like, next show I'm playing is the 13th of this month. I'm not sure, this might be out by then or whatever, but like,
Not sure, probably.
yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's in the Wigwam. It's a new magazine launching called Focal Tour, which is subculture Asquelga. So
Okay.
it's gonna be like bass music, reggae, and some rap stuff. So that's gonna be fire. And then May 5th in the Grand Social, I'm gonna be headlining the show in there. But
Sick.
just check out, like, just keep your eyes peeled for that. It hasn't been fully announced yet, but it's locked in. It's coming.
happening.
Yeah. And also, shouts out Mabfield. You know what I mean?
Cheers.
One of the realest ones doing it in the game right now. Like,
Appreciate
respect
that.
to you, lads. I mean,
Yeah.
you're definitely doing something real for the culture. So I appreciate you.
Appreciate that. Like, I appreciate you coming on, because it's not easy to come up to here from Dublin. You know, it takes a bit of a trek, like, but you're putting in work and you're all over the place at the moment. Seeing you all over, you know, Sold Out magazine, and seeing you getting a Glastonbury thing, like, you're doing it. So hopefully this is all building up right until the album launch. And
Bit
it's
by
gonna be
bit,
big
man.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So appreciate you coming on.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Glad to have been part of it.
Yeah. So
Shouts out to the lads.
So basically, for anybody listening and watching, Rebel Phoenix album coming out soon. And a producer on it that we can't say about, but get excited for it. Shows, new album, new music. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow Rebel Phoenix on Instagram, Twitter. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and yeah, thanks for listening.